All right, so you've got that big De Montfort University interview on the horizon.
Yeah,
Definitely a little nerve-wracking, right? But don't worry, we're going to help you out today.
absolutely.
What we're doing is we're diving deep into the experience of someone who
Whoop.
not only totally aced their DMU interview,
That's like,
but was also kind enough to share their secrets to success.
yeah,
So basically, think of this as like your ultimate cheat sheet
I love it.
for standing out and showing DMU why they should pick you.
That's great. What I found really fascinating about this person's approach
Okay.
was that they went way beyond just the basic, research the university advice.
Mm-hmm.
They really dug deep,
Okay.
like connecting their own personal goals to what DMU specifically has to offer.
I am so curious. What kind of deep digging are we talking here?
So they didn't just like skim the website or anything.
Yeah.
They went super granular,
Huh.
looking into, specific course modules,
Yeah.
the teaching styles of the professors in their department, even like exploring what life's like for students in Leicester.
Nice.
It's all about showing that real, genuine interest
Right.
that, hey, I'm not just applying everywhere kind of vibe.
I like it. Okay, so we've got step one research, like Sherlock Holmes.
Uh-huh.
What's next on this insider's checklist?
Okay, so they were all about the STAR method for answers.
The STAR method.
Yeah, situation, task, action, result.
Oh, right, right.
It's a classic,
Yeah.
but they used it in such a smart way
Okay.
to really highlight their unique skills and experiences.
Now, hold on a second. Isn't the STAR method more for, like, job interviews and stuff?
Yeah,
How do they make it work for a university?
that's what's so clever. They used it to showcase skills that are super relevant to academic success.
Oh, interesting.
So, for example, they had a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
They were volunteering,
Right.
but still managed to keep their grades up.
Impressive.
So using the STAR method, they basically turned this into a story,
Okay.
a compelling story
Yeah.
about time management and resilience, qualities any university would love.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's such a good example of how, like, normal, everyday experiences can be, like, spun into gold for an interview.
Exactly.
It's all in how you frame it.
It really is. And that's where that deep research comes in handy,
Okay.
by understanding DMU's values
Uh-huh.
and what your chosen field really demands.
Right.
You can tailor your STAR stories to really hit home with those interviewers.
Hit home.
Yeah, it's about proving you've got what it takes,
Right.
personally and academically.
So it's almost like a puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
You're taking pieces of your own life
Yeah,
and fitting them into the picture of what DMU is looking for.
precisely. Now, besides nailing those answers,
Yeah.
they also stressed asking really insightful questions.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's your chance to show you're proactive
Yeah.
and that you're not just passively listening.
So don't just sit there and nod politely.
Exactly.
Hit them with some questions. What kind of questions did this interview superstar ask?
All right, so their questions were brilliant.
Okay.
They really went beyond the generic stuff. They'd obviously done their research on DMU's unique offerings.
Nice.
They asked about things like their industry partnerships,
Okay.
support systems for international students,
Interesting.
even specific extracurricular activities that
Wow.
match their interests.
So we've got the deep research,
Yep.
the STAR method
Hmm.
for crafting those killer answers,
Yeah.
and the art of asking insightful questions.
Right.
But even with all that prep,
Yeah.
interview nerves can be a real beast.
Tell me about it.
What did our source have to say about projecting confidence?
Okay, so they were a big fan of mock interviews.
Mock interviews.
Yeah, having someone basically grill you
Right.
with potential questions and give you feedback.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It does wonders for those pre-interview jitters.
It's like a dress rehearsal for the main event. Any other tips for that? I haven't got this attitude.
Okay, well, they actually mentioned something that might seem small, but it speaks volumes
Okay.
about professionalism.
Oh.
Even though their interview was virtual,
Mm-hmm.
they dressed in formal attire.
Really?
It shows you take the opportunity seriously
Yeah.
and you understand how to present yourself well.
Okay, that's a great point. Even through a webcam, first impressions matter.
Absolutely.
So far, we've covered a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
in-depth research,
Mm-hmm.
the STAR method,
Mm-hmm.
the power of asking questions,
Right.
and the importance of projecting confidence.
It's all connected.
It's like a masterclass in interview prep.
I like that.
What else stood out to you about this person's approach?
Let me think. What really impressed me was how they wove their own story into their answers.
Okay.
Like showcasing that genuine passion for their field.
It's one thing to say you're passionate, right?
Totally.
But how they actually show it during the interview.
Okay, so they gave this concrete example
Mm-hmm.
from their final year project.
Right.
It involved described project from source,
Gotcha.
and they explained how this hands-on experience
Yeah.
really deepened their understanding of this specific concept in their field.
So they didn't just like name drop the project.
But
They
yeah.
actually explain what they learned from it
Exactly.
and connected it back to their growth.
That's it. And that's how you avoid sounding generic.
Okay.
You highlight the impact,
Mhm.
the takeaways from your experiences.
Right.
You're giving the interviewers evidence
Yeah.
of your skills and knowledge.
It's like saying, hey, I don't just study this.
Right.
I actually live it.
I love that. Now, remember their answer to that classic why DMU question?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They nailed it
Okay.
by going beyond just surface level compliments
Right.
and highlighting specific things about
Yeah.
DMU
Mm-hmm.
that really resonated with them.
They mentioned DMU's focus on practical learning,
Yes.
which is huge for them.
huge.
But they didn't stop there, really.
Nope. They took it a step further and connected that practical learning approach to their own career goals,
Smart.
showing how DMU would directly help them in the future.
It's like they were saying, I've picked DMU for a reason,
Exactly.
and here's why your programs are perfect for what I want to do.
I love it. It shows they did their research
Yeah.
and understood what makes DMU unique.
And speaking of research,
Yes.
they also mentioned hashtag DMU Global, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another fantastic example
It's a fast
of
one.
aligning personal interests with what DMU offers.
Right.
So hashtag DMU Global is briefly explain the program and its benefits.
Makes total sense. It's all about finding those connections
Mm-hmm.
between what you want to achieve
Mm-hmm.
and what DMU offers.
Exactly. So think about it.
Okay.
What programs or initiatives at DMU
Yeah.
really speak to your aspirations?
Well, that's a good question for our listeners.
I think so.
Now, beyond just academics,
Yeah.
our source also talked about their choice of location.
Oh, right.
They didn't just say Leicester's nice.
No, right.
They gave reasons why the city was a good fit.
What'd they say?
They mentioned Leicester's diverse and welcoming community, its history and culture,
I like it.
and how easy it is to get around.
It's important. It shows they've thought about life beyond just lectures and exams.
Right. Like they've considered the whole environment
Absolutely.
and how it can help them grow.
It paints a picture of someone who's not just focused on academics,
Mm-hmm.
but on thriving in the whole DMU experience.
So it's about showing you've considered everything.
Everything.
The university, the program, even the city.
That's a holistic view.
I like that. Now, as we dig into the questions they asked the interviewers,
Ooh, good stuff.
what stands out to you?
Their questions were smart.
Okay.
They went beyond just basic info,
Yeah.
showing they really understood what DMU is about.
Okay.
For example, they mentioned specific examples of insightful questions from the source.
See, those are great examples.
Aren't they?
They really did their homework.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just about getting information.
Yeah.
It was about exploring opportunities.
I see.
Like they were saying, how can I get involved?
Right.
How can I make the most of my time at DMU?
So it's not just about showing what you know,
Yep.
but also showing you're eager to learn and get involved.
Exactly.
Well,
We've covered a lot analyzing this interview.
we have.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
let's go back to that moment
Okay.
where they talked about their passion for their field.
I'm curious.
What did they share that really resonated with you? It wasn't just like facts and figures, you know.
Yeah.
They shared this moment that really showed their drive.
Okay.
They talked about, describe the specific moment from the source that showcased passion.
Wow.
It wasn't just knowledge. It was like real love for their field.
I see. That's really powerful.
Right. It's about those moments
Yeah.
that spark your enthusiasm
Right.
and sharing them in a way that connects
Yeah.
with the interviewers.
It's like showing them the why.
The why, exactly.
Anyone can list skills
Yeah.
or repeat stuff from the website.
Yeah. What makes you stand out?
Right. What makes you different?
Exactly.
Mm.
What drives you
Okay.
to study at DMU?
So it's about being real.
Letting them see the real you.
Yeah. And that passion,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a story.
Okay.
It's not just achievements anymore. It's about
Uh-huh.
someone who's driven,
Yeah.
motivated,
Mm-hmm.
ready to go.
Ready to make the most of it.
Ah,
So as we wrap up this deep dive
yeah.
into acing that DMU interview,
Big day.
what's the one thing we want our listener to take away?
Prepare, prepare, prepare.
Right.
Know your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Craft those answers.
Yeah.
Ask those insightful questions.
Ask the questions.
It all matters. But in the end,
Yeah.
it's about being yourself.
Right.
Let that passion shine through.
Yeah.
Show them why you're the perfect fit.
You got this.
You'll make a great impression, I'm sure of it.
And remember, this deep dive was just the beginning.
The jumping off point.
Now it's your turn. What are you excited about?
Right. What gets you fired up? What experiences have shaped your path?
Think about it.
And why is DMU the next step for you?
It's your story.
Find those answers. Practice your story.
Mhm.
Share it with confidence, with passion.
And you'll ace that interview.
Best of luck with your DMU interview.